Hi guys, this is Miles from Gym and Fitness Equipment.co.uk. Back to you from our international showroom where I've come to witness some of the installations and share some knowledge with
Bezel from Fitness Network South Africa, the international showroom.
Great. Thanks for having me, Baz.
Pleasure, thank you for coming, making this long trek.
Baz, as I've said to you before, our UK clients and me in the UK, my house in the UK,
Yes.
very small rooms, garage with a low roof. So we're going to go through some of the dimensions here.
Sure.
And cover the main dimensions of what sort of room you can get this into.
Sure.
What I'll tell you is that a number of my clients have had to cut away pieces of roof
To fit the machine?
Yeah, to
Oh,
fit the
wow.
machine. They've had to sort of utilize sloping ceilings. Some people have sort of backed a bit of the machine into the back of a cupboard.
Oh, wow.
So sort of giving them these dimensions are really important.
Yes.
I just want to give just an important bit of information is that when we give you these dimensions, guys, there will be half a millimeter difference here and there. If you're working with a millimeter difference, that's too little. You've got to give yourself, even the figures I'm giving you now, you've got to give yourself at least another centimeter over and above that.
And Miles, would you like to confirm what method you're using to measure?
I'm going to be using centimeters. So I've got this nice big tape measure, and we're going to work with centimeters.
Perfect.
Cool.
And
So
just to run you guys through the machine, this is now the Monster G9.
Yeah.
The actual structure and frame is identical to the G12. Identical. But this one is different because it's got a lat pull down in the back. But the actual frame and structure is
and it works with a free weight instead of a weight stack.
Instead of free weights, weight stack. There's a few differences which Miles has touched base in previous information about the units, but just the actual frame is the same.
Great. So I think the most important thing, let's start with the highest point. And most importantly is how far along the machine that highest point goes.
Perfect. Sure. So let's start with the highest point.
$222.5 centimeters. I'm going to say
223.
223.
223 centimeters high.
So Basil, just when we were installing the machines,
Yes.
I think it's just important if you've got an installation company, they would have probably received this type of information. But if you're doing the installation, make sure, now this has got the counter.
Correct.
Okay. So when you put, Basil, maybe you can
So
just
when
take
you
them
put
through.
when you put the counterweight in this back cylinder over here,
Which is
if
a
you guys are gonna
long
pop my
sort
hand
of weight
through it.
like this.
Yes. So take note. The only way I got this weight in this tube is actually removing a part of my sealing board.
Okay.
So if you find you've got height restrictions, please make sure you put the counterweight in first, but make sure you thread the cable into the counterweight so that you can pull it out of the tube. There's no use dropping it in and you can't get it out then.
And you'll certainly see that during some of our installation
Correct.
videos that we've done.
Correct.
We've done some highlights of the various installations. Not the whole installation, because you don't need to know how to put a bolt and a nut together.
Yes.
Okay,
Next one is the inside width.
Basil, I just want to go back to the height. What I'm
Yes.
seeing from here is that height that we've given you, there is no slope. There's no sort of variance. You've got to have that ceiling height for the whole
Width
depth
of the machine.
and the width of the machine, which
Correct.
we're going to give you both of those now.
Correct.
Cool. Should we do the inside working
Inside
space?
working space, yes.
123 centimeters, if I'm not mistaken, same as the G12.
And we're going to do the outside.
Outside, 133, sounds pretty similar.
Correct.
Okay.
What I am going to do now for the depth of the machine, as you will see,
Shall we do the Smith machine?
Smith machine width. Yep. Let's do this. This is now the maximum width, but please bear in mind, guys, you still got to give yourself centimeters to load the actual weight plates on.
So 202 centimeters from end to end, but at least 5 to 10 centimeters on each side to put those weights on.
Correct. So now, just for your guys' interest sake, what I've done here is you'll see it is a bit away from the wall. I've taken our biggest weight plate, which is a 25 kg, and I've loaded it on the back of the lat pull down with just enough space to take it on and off.
Great. So I'm going to be then measuring from the back of the wall
To the front of the system, correct.
not the back of the machine, because we're giving you the space that you need here. It's critical, otherwise your machine won't work properly. Great. Let me go to the back of the wall here, Bat.
So guys, we're going to the back of the wall, and from the back of the wall to the front end of the safety, which is the furthest point out, which is 203 centimeters.
Great. Perfect. And I think, Basil, the question that I'm going to be asked is it possible for part of this machine to back into an area that is not as wide as the Smith machine?
Unfortunately not, because it's got a lat pull down on the back where that cylinder runs up and down. You've got to keep that space free.
You've got to be able to, and I don't know if you guys can see me from there, but you've got to be able to access it.
Yes.
So to back this into a cupboard means, or a very narrow area, you're not going to be able to access it.
Correct.
Okay. Basil, another question that's going to be asked is
the
height of the chin-up bars.
Yeah. Let's measure that.
And that is 205 and a bit centimeters.
For that is a nice thing for a chin-up. Bear in mind, guys, you just bend your legs back when you're doing a chin-up. So that's the perfect size for a chin-up. Miles, you want to move on to the bench.
How much room do they use for the bench? So what bench have we got here?
We've got the Mr. Fit bench. You get another bench called a Fit bench. Now the Mr. Fit bench in the box comes with a leg extension, and so a leg extension attachment and a preacher coil attachment. So the dimensions we're going to give you now are included in the leg extension attachment for the bench.
Great.
So I've put the bench in the system with just enough space to do your bench press. So we are going to go from the
And this
front.
would work for leg press, this would work for your shoulder press,
Correct.
This would be the sort of average place that you would have this bench.
So we're going to go from the front of the safety out to the actual bench first, which is
68 centimeters.
68 centimeters. I'm going to sit on the bench now, and I'm going to do a leg extension, and Miles is going to go out to my foot.
So we would need 128, let's say 130.
130 centimeters.
130 centimeters plus that depth of the machine.
Correct. And that'll give you enough space to actually pull the bench in and out.
Great. Basil, are there any other measurements, anything that we're going to be touching on this video during a walkthrough or installation? Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah, just bear in mind, just like the G12, the unit has also got a core trainer on it. On the G9 and the G12, the advantage is you can put it left or right of the unit. So just give yourself a bit of room for the core trainer. But we will touch base on all the workouts when we do the workout or walk through on the unit.
Great.
Perfect.
See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.